from battlefield to boardroom. This is my topic today. Let me begin with a question for all of you. How many of you sitting here are fighting some battle inside your heart? Maybe the battle of expectations, maybe the battle of confusion, maybe the battle of what you want to do and what world wants from you. Some battles are going on inside us as well. Now, battlefields are still existing. It just changed their perspective. It just changed their location. Yeah. Now the battlefields are of classroom battlefields, boardroom battlefields. Now the battlefields have transformed their location, but battlefields still exist. Now I'll give you a perspective of battlefield from Kurukshetra, the Bhagavad Gita, the epic Bhagavad Gita, part of Mahabharata. Now the Bhagavad Gita is a part of epic Mahabharata, and Mahabharata is fought in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Now the very first shloka of Bhagavad Gita talks about Dharma kshetre Kurukshetre samveta yuyutsavaha mamakaha pandavaschaiva kim akurvat sanjaya. So the battlefield, there was Arjun, and now there is present day Arjun. That Arjun was holding bow and arrow. Today's Arjun is coming up with hoodies. Today's Arjun is coming up with laptops. Today's Arjun is coming up with smartphones. But Arjun is still there. Yeah? And that Arjun needs the guidance of Lord Shri Krishna, a guru, a mentor. Now, when the war is started, Arjun is standing in the middle of two armies. Two armies in the middle, a very well trained, a very well educated, you can say, a well equipped, well skilled Arjun is standing in the middle of the battlefield between the two armies. Now that Arjun, after seeing the army, he's saying one shloka. What is that? Vepathusya sharire me Rom harshasya jayate Gandivam samsate hastva Tapascheva paridayate. What is it all about? Confusion before action. Now Arjuna is confused about his duty. What to do, what not to do. Should I fight or should I not fight? Confusion before action. That's why, as I have said, Arjun is there now also. Nowadays, Arjun is coming up with the startups. Nowadays, Arjun is coming up with CGPA, SGPA. Yeah. But there is confusion before action. Now, when that Arjun goes to the battlefield of, say, examination room, that Arjuna's hand was shivering and his Gandiva is slipping from his hand. And nowadays Arjuna's pen is slipping from his hand. Yeah. So confusion before action. Now, as confusion arised, he sought guidance from Lord Shri Krishna. Now, as Krishna guided Arjun, he gave him clarity. As confusion comes in our life, we need clarity. Clarity of thought, clarity of vision, clarity of purpose. So Lord Shri Krishna gave him a clarity of his own existence. Why you are there? Why you are there in the middle of the battlefield? What's the purpose of your existence? That called as clarity. Arjun, Lord Shri Krishna said to Arjun, Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityu dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmad apariharye arthe नात्वम सोचितुम अर्हसि. जिसका जन्म हुआ है उसकी मृत्यु निश्चित है. The one who has got his birth, his death is destined. Now, what about this? What is the principle? What we can learn from this? The principle is there is one thing which exists before birth also, which exists after death also. And what is that? Na jayate mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyah ajo nityam shashvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. You have two bodies. One is this gross body made of earth, water, fire, air and ether, and there is subtle body which is made up of Satchid Ananda, which is called as soul. So Lord Shri Krishna gave him clarity of his existence, and from this clarity of existence he learned two duties. One is a duty towards this body, and one is a duty towards soul. So when he got clarity about his duties, then the next chapter begins. And what is that next chapter? Duty over obsession, duty over results, duty over profit. Now let me tell you two examples over here. One example of Johnson & Johnson 1982 case study. There was one very famous medicine named as Tylenol. It was a painkiller. So in 1982, some mischiefs, they put that cyanide covering on that Tylenol medicine tablet, and almost 8 to 10 people died due to that. Johnson & Johnson, and that became a big news in entire United States. So Johnson & Johnson thought they may have taken a decision to just ignore it, or just dump that news, just give some money or close that news, but they choose their duty over profit. What they does? They extracted all the Tylenol tablet bottles from the entire market. Almost 35 million bottles from the market they took out. Huge loss, huge monetary loss, but in a long term they won generational trust. That was the case study which management students, they study as a case study in their academics. Now there is another case study, which is a case study of Enron corporations. They were the huge market of energy distribution. Again, energy distribution. So Enron corporation, they played something with their stock, they played something with their profits, they played something with their audit reports, and they done a very huge corruption. Why? Because they were obsessed with results. They were obsessed with profit. So what they gain? Systematic collapse of Enron corporation. Now that is what Lord Shri Krishna stated in Bhagavad Gita. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phal heturbhu ma te sangosta karmani. You have your control over your duties, but you have no control over the results. Nowadays, Arjun is obsessed with results, is obsessed with profits. But Gita tells us the next chapter will be profitable if you focus on your duty. Steady in success, steady in failure. If you will focus on your duty, you will be steady in your success and be steady in your failure. Now Lord Shri Krishna says to Arjun, Matra sparshastu kaunteya, shitoshna sukha dukkhadaha, agama apaina anityas, tam stitikshasva bharata. Like summers and winters, they come and they go. Like profit and loss, they come and go. Happiness and sorrow, they come and go. Similarly, the success and failure will come and go. What you have to do? You have to focus on your duty. This chapter describes 3 modes of material nature. Sattvam, Rajas, Tamah iti. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. It states like mode of clarity, mode of restlessness, and mode of negligence. Yeah. So, when clarity is there, deliberate action is there. When restlessness is there, then outcome is only chasing and anxiety. And when negligence is there, inaction, avoidance, and blinding confusion. Now next chapter which comes into the picture is talks about whatever a leader does, others follow. Yad yad acharati shrestha tad tad evetaro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokas tad anuvartate. Now let's come to India and take an example of Tata Group. They build their company not on the profits. They build their company on the trust. They build the trust in the people of the entire world. Yeah. So as the leaders, they do, common men, they follow. Yes. So this chapter, Lord Shri Krishna taught to Arjun. Now, in whole Bhagavad Gita, an entire Gita, Arjun is clarifying his confusions. And by the end, you'll be shocked to know that Arjuna clarified his confusions. Yeah? And what he said, the very last, second or third last shloka of Bhagavad Gita, he said, Nashto moha smritir labdhva tvat prasadad maya chuta sthito asmin gat sandeha karishye vachanam tava. From confusion to clarity. From confusion to clarity. That is the magic of wisdom. That is the magic of guidance. That is the magic of guru, and that is the magic of mentor. Yeah. He has cleared all his confusions and he is clear about his duties. And now he is ready to fight. Now he is ready to fight. So, the battlefield of chaos, the battlefield of ego-driven decisions, the battlefield of attachment to immediate outcomes can be overcome by the principle of the pursuit of clarity, the principle of focus on inherent duty, and maintaining equanimity. And the result would be very, very wonderful. Arjun didn't only fight the war. Arjun won the war. Yes. So in today's world as well, as modern day Arjun is coming up with hoodies, smartphones, laptops. In the very beginning I stated that. So this Arjun also needs clarity. The next chapter can come only with the clarity of purpose, clarity of existence, clarity of thoughts, and clarity of vision. Now I have something to read for all of you. Yeah. Let's read something for all of you. As you step into your next chapter, whether it is higher studies, a startup, a corporate job, or a research, ask yourself one question, everyone. When I enter my boardroom, what will I carry with me? Ambition alone? Or ambitions guided by responsibility? Because the world does not merely need skilled professionals. It needs stable leaders. It needs conscious decision makers. It needs modern Arjuna. And maybe, just maybe, the next chapter to come is not about what you will achieve, but about who you will become. With this note, thank you so much from the core of my heart. Hare Krishna.